Welcome to this channel. We are born on the laws of indices. Today, we shall start from negative indices. The law of negative indices states that any number raised to a negative power is equals to the reciprocal of that number, or 1 divided by that number, raised to the positive power. We have minus 1 here. After the reciprocal, it becomes positive. We have 5 raised to power minus 2, which gives us 1 divided by 5 raised to power 2, which we have here. We have 4 raised to power minus 3, which is equals to 1 divided by 4 raised to power 3, which we have here. Let's prove the negative indices now. I'm going to use 6 raised to power minus 2 to prove it. We know that 6 raised to power minus 2 is 6 raised to power 0 minus 2, which we have here. 6 raised to power 0 minus 2 can be expressed in this form, where we have 6 raised to power 0 divided by 6 raised to power 2. This 6 raised to power 0 divided by 6 raised to power 2 can be expressed in this form, 1 divided by 6 raised to power 2. 6 raised to power 0, according to 0 law, is 1 divided by 6 raised to power 2, which we have here. We all know that 1 divided by 6 raised to power 2 will give us this expression. So, according to the proving, we discover that 6 raised to power minus 2 will give us 1 divided by 6 raised to power 2. That is how we prove the negative indices. So let's move on to another law now. The law of fractional indices or roots. This law says that when a number is raised to a fractional power, the denominator of that fraction becomes the root of that number, while the numerator becomes the power of that number. 4 raised to power 1 over 2. We have 4 raised to power 1 over 2. The denominator is 2. It becomes the square root of 4. While the numerator becomes the power. So square root of 4 now give us 2. That is how we have this expression that is here. Another example, we have 8 raised to power 1 over 3, which we have here. According to the law, the denominator is 3. So it becomes the cube root of 8. While the numerator 1 becomes the power. So the cube root of 8 is 2. That is how we have this here. We have 27 raised to the power 1 over 3. According to the law, the denominator 3 becomes the root of the number 27, while the numerator becomes the power. So the cube root of 27 becomes 3. That's how we have this expression that is here. We also have another example, 16 raised to power 1 over 2. According to the law, this is 2. The denominator is 2, so it becomes the square root of 16. While this numerator 1 becomes the power. So the square root of 16 is 4. According to the expression that we have here. Some people would like to ask, why is it 4? Since the square root, we group it into two places. We take 1 out of the 2. We take 1 out of the 2. 2 times 2 becomes 4. That's how we have this 4. Another example, 8 raised to power 2 over 3. What do we do? According to our law, since the denominator is 3, it becomes the cube root of 8. The numerator is 2. So it becomes the power. What do we do now? This is the cube root. 8 times 8. That's what it means. So 8 times 8 8 times 8 can be expressed as this. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. Let me make it clearer. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. The numbers of 2 that are here are 6. We'll group them to 2 places of 3. We'll take 1, 2. We'll take another 2. So the cube root now becomes 4. We move on to the next law, the powers multiplication law. This power multiplication law says when a number, which is the base, is raised to a given power and again raised to another power, you multiply the powers. For example, 2 times 3 becomes 6. That is what the law says. That is how we have this. Another example is 2 raised to power 2, which is again raised to 2, is 2 raised to power 4. 2 times 2. 2 raised to power 4. That is what we have here. Another example is 5 raised to power 2, which is again raised to 1 all over 2. When we multiply the powers, it gives us 1 over 2 times 1 over 2. 1 will cancel, 2 will cancel 2, 1. 2 will cancel 2, 1. So when this cancel this now, it becomes 5. That's how we have 5 becoming the answer. Another one, 4 raised to the power 2, which is again raised to 1 over 4. When we multiply the powers, we have 2 times 1 all over 4. 2 into 2 will give you 1. 2 into 4 will give you 2. So what do we have? We have 1 over 2. We have 4 raised to the power 1 over 2, which is here. Then 4 raised to the power 1 over 2, according to our fractional indices law, it becomes the square root of 4, which gives us 2. So this is where I end my lecture today. I will continue from here next week. Subscribe and turn on your notification bell so that you will have more updates. Thank you for listening.